Here, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome. I feel so honored, Karen. Thank you so much for asking me tonight to step in. And what a joy it is to just get to have the time that I got to spend a little bit today with Karen on the phone. And I'm just going to say, y'all keep her in your prayers. And I think she's just such a wonderful, wonderful hearted person who loves on all of us, and we can send our love back to her. And so thank you, Karen. Well, and I also have the great honor and pleasure of bringing on our guest tonight, and his name is Tere Kampe. Everyone here knows him, I'm sure, but if you are new and you're just hopping into this training tonight, I want you to know this gentleman sits at the top of our company, and not just in title. He sits at the top in leadership and in training and how he pours into our lives all the time. I was just laughing with Karen, like, how does he do it? He goes and goes and goes and goes, and just has seems to have unlimited energy, and he doesn't ever short us at all. So I am so excited for him to jump on tonight, share with us, coming off of this big event we just had this last weekend that I know for myself was life changing like nothing else I've ever experienced. And so we're just going to jump right into this. We have him for just a good 30 minutes here on this Zoom. And so we want to take advantage of every minute that we have you, Terry. So welcome on.
Thank you so much, Terry. I appreciate that. Good to be with everybody. And I'm looking at the names. It looks like a lot of y'all were at the event. And so a lot of that I don't even have to talk about because most of you are already living it. But Terry, as we kind of chat about, because I'm looking at a bunch of the names, I'm just thinking to myself, we should just have all the other people say what happened to them and don't listen to me because I'm just going to tell you what I think. But Terry, what if you had to put a word on the weekend? What would that word be? And I know it could be more than one word, but one
Mm.
statement about what happened at this event.
Wow, one word. That's on the spot. I know what I want to say, but to put it into one word, it was so impactful that it was a turning point for me. I have to say two words: turning point.
Good.
It yeah.
Last night during the Pulse, I wasn't on because I was on a plane but I was getting texts and the texts were coming through and some of the Byron, Jim, Mark, and some of the guys, and they were saying we've turned the corner. And I'm in the plane going, what do they mean? What's happening? Since I wasn't on, but um, one of the things, at least as far as I believe, what I saw, because whenever I'm speaking, guys, I'm looking at the audience, like I am literally looking at faces, and what I'm looking for are light bulbs that go off on top of people. Now that doesn't really happen, but my point is that their face changes. Literally, the countenance looks different, even from the distance. And we were going through some things, and it took the majority of the weekend because I was in a conversation a couple of weeks ago with a diamond and a triple diamond, and during this call they were wanting to help a rep get to diamond, and I said why are you going to do that? Because the numbers did not support trying to make that happen. And in this conversation, it became clear that they did not understand the difference between the QV and the CV. And this right here, sadly, is an epidemic in our company, an epidemic. Our comp plan is two things: rich, but simple. What I began to really get my mind wrapped around is that not very, no, there are many people who are not comprehending that what you need to create is CV to make money, commissionable volume, CV. And that's what matters to get paid. And I have too many people are chasing rank. I need to get to this rank, need to get to that rank. And it's not the rank that pays you. I mean, don't get me wrong, it can be an indicator, but it's not. And so anyway, what we were doing throughout the weekend, um, and I'll just Terry, you can confirm or deny. But I did the leadership talk the first one, but on Saturday morning, as I was going through all the ranks and everything, as we were doing the recognition, and then at the end, I brought up a slide that had a couple of what we'd call dashboards on it, and through that, it took all of 45 minutes, and like in the 43rd minute, it felt like everybody finally got what I was trying to say. Terry, comments on that?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, I love seeing that and having everybody see that because I've had the questions I've had even within my team about QV versus CV, and that's what I love about this company. The CV is everything because that's what you get paid on. It's what you get
Yeah.
paid on. And so, yeah, I saw the aha for a lot of people in that too.
And what happened through that aha, this, Karen, this is what was so exciting to me. Okay. I get to have a lot of conversations with a lot of people, from presidentials on down to bronze. I get to have these conversations. And after the event, we spent a lot of time with different groups and things like that, different people. And what I saw was a different look in everybody's eyes. And it was a look of knowing.
Mhm.
It's the difference between hoping and knowing. I heard one of the guys over the weekend say that the strategy for a lot of people has been post and pray. Make a post and pray someone answers it that you can put in. That is not a good strategy, gang. That is not the strategy you want to be employing here. Too many people are. But if you understand how the money works, and this is what happened when Jim did what he was doing, explaining, which is what we do every time I do a compensation plan. You can go to the Get Paid Gem right now, and it's all there. Every bit of this is there. But somehow, a lot of people saw it for the first time and it was like, honestly, it was like they were blind and now they see. I kid you not, it's like that. But here's the thing, gang. Here's why this is so important. Because if people aren't comprehending what it takes to go get paid, how to create income, and if they're just chasing a rank, then they get frustrated over time because they're not making money. And then they think it doesn't work. Even though we got the best comp plan in the world, people think it doesn't work because it's not working for them. Then they get frustrated, they stop, and then they go follow the next shiny object. That's what happens. Even though we've got this juggernaut, that's what's been going on. And so I was incredibly excited because I saw in all these people that I was talking to a different energy. And that energy was, I know what to do now. And now I say it for all the time. You got to see the path before you can walk the path. And too many people, it was like there was a cloud right here. They're doing activity, doing things, but not really understanding where it's taking them. And when people are just trying to chase after a rank on a given month or whatever without having a long-term focus, it's not a good strategy. And so, we've been very, when I say we, Jim Byron and I, and look, it's not, we want more people training. We desperately want more people training, but good golly, when I was talking to a bunch of the leaders and they don't even get this stuff, I'm like, good, we can't have you on a stage talking to people, man. You got to know this stuff first. And so now a whole bunch of people just got it. And to me, that was the biggest thing. I agree, Terry. It was a turning point. I believe it's going to be a turning point in our company. Why? Because people now know what to do to create depth, to create growth, which then creates and this is not like it's new. It's not anything we haven't talked about before. It's just different. And getting to the tips of the teams, Jim talked about clusters. And just so you guys know, all the trainings that we did over the weekend, they were all recorded. They're going to be released. We're going to do a virtual training event on a Saturday, and you guys are going to have access to that. Whoever would like to get access to that, you're going to be able to and get all of the best of the training that happened over the weekend. So that's going to be available to people all over the globe, just so you all know. And so for me, I'm always excited. Obviously, you guys probably know that, but I've also been frustrated because I'm looking at what people don't grasp, and I like, how can we say it differently or better or in a way that they get it? I like it, like I sit up at night and I think about these things. How can I say it different. And now the beautiful part is we got a whole lot of people that got it and they'll say it in their own words, which is going to be better. Um, so, Terry, any thoughts on that before I move on?
No, I mean, for those who weren't there, just know that this training, you'll want to look it up. It was phenomenal. It was eye-opening for a lot of people, and keep your mind on and your eyes on your CV. That's the bottom line. Keep your eyes on the CV.
Yep. Wow. Candace, I see your comment here. That is exactly what's been happening, girl. I mean,
Hmm.
I mean across the board, gang. I'm gonna show you guys something. Okay, this is if you're on here as a guest and you're not a rep, this is a training event, okay? So I'm gonna show a picture. This is not enticement, okay? Because it's a training event. This is not a presentation. Does everybody understand? Because I'm about to show my back office and help people understand what we're talking about right now. Okay? Um, so, corporate, for those of you who might be watching this on the recording, okay, this is a training segment, okay? Training segment. Some of the leaders know why I'm doing that right there. Okay, so look, this is my back office right here, all right, as of today. And what I want to show you is right over here, okay? I have been, and everybody who knows, beating this up for a long time. I have a whole PowerPoint training I do on all this stuff. So this is not like new to anybody. This is, if you haven't been around, maybe it's new to you. But listen, look at this right here. Okay. I want to show you, you have QV and you have CV. Okay. CV. This is the commissionable volume. This is what you get paid on. Now, yours doesn't look like this. Almost no one in the company, I would imagine there's zero other people who have holding volume on both teams. Now, listen, listen, listen. Don't freak out, okay? The reason I'm showing you this is to make a point. This holding volume, every $100 in CV on the left, matching with $100 in CV on the right, pays you $20. Team commission. Does everybody understand that? Nod if you understand that, please. It's all it is. That's half of the compensation plan. What I just said is half of the whole compensation plan, for God's sakes. The other half is this. Every time you personally sponsor someone and they make $20, you get a check match of 20%. And then it goes 20%, 20%, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5. It's really that simple. $100 in CV matching with $100 in CV, you get paid $20, and the person that sponsored you gets a match of 4. The person that sponsored them gets a match of 4. 20%, 20%. That's the whole compensation plan right there. Okay? Now I'm going to go back over here because I want to help you understand something. If in fact if all we got paid was on the QV, it caps out at 600,000. What does that mean? Every month, this is where people are getting messed up. Every month, whichever one of these sides for you is greater. Every month, whichever is greater, that will continue to accumulate and you'll add more volume to it. So even though that's $1 million, this will end up around 400,000 this year or this month. That doesn't matter. What's going to matter is it's going to reset at 600,000. Why? Because 600,000 is the highest amount that rolls over as a crown. So if you have over here 100,000 because you've continued to accumulate QV for rank, some people look at that when you get 100,000 in holding QV, they're going, oh my gosh, I'm halfway to blue diamond. No, you're not. No, you've got QV of 100,000. But you ain't halfway to blue diamond until you've got like 500, 1,000 people on each of these teams down here. That's the difference. Too many people are thinking this rollover number is a big deal. Let me just tell you, it's not. You can have a bazillion. If your short team is sitting at 20, you ain't a sapphire. So it's about the short team QV for the rank. The rank simply determines how much weekly pay you can get max out. And the reason I bring that up is right here. You guys see right here. I have 4.6 and 4.9 million holding CV on the right and left. Why? Because I've been capping out for 18 months at either 25 or $30,000 a week in team commissions. I only get paid that much. What that means is this volume, this is about to blow some of y'all's mind. This volume, I am still going to get paid on in the future because we don't have breakage here like every other company in the world. I've continued to make more than the cap for the week. That just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. And every $100, all you got to do, if you want to do the math, take your short team number and divide that number by 5 on the CV, and you will know how much income you're going to have for the week. So anyway, the reason that's a big deal is you can see that the holding CV can be much, much larger. Heck, my son-in-law, his holding CV is 16 million in holding CV. Why? Because his volume has continued to accelerate and accumulate, but he's yet to match it on his other team. He's matched some, but he's got a whole lot more on the big team. Now, I'm going to take a break and see if is anybody lost right now? Because this stuff right here, I know it's running off of my mouth because it's like it makes sense to me. But some of you guys might be going, huh? I see a question mark up there. Where's it? Hang on, let me give you a question mark. Question mark like that. Anybody? Yes, I do not understand much. Okay, thank you, Linda, for your honesty. Appreciate that. Okay. Um, is somebody brave enough to just say, could you, if you don't get it, your question is probably the same as anybody else. And sorry, Karen, I know this is a training. This might not be what you wanted today, but I'm just telling you this part right here, until y'all get y divide by 5. Thank you, Kayleen. Okay, watch this. This is great. Okay. I'm just going to finger puppets here. If I have 500 in CV, 500 in CV on my short team, that means every 100 CV, you get paid $20. And I'm just assuming you're a gold and above. $20. That means you have 5 cycles sitting there. 5 times 100 is 500. 5 cycles times 20 is, 5 times 20 is what? 100. 500 divided by 5 is 100. So it's just shorter math. That's all it is. Kayleen, does that make sense? Thank you, Mindy. Yes, awesome. Simple. Now, your goal, your mission, should you choose to accept it, you champion, is to go make your short team commissionable volume 1 million CV. How do you do that? That's right, Christina. That's right. How do you do that? It's really simple. Either more bodies on your team or people buying more products themselves. Why? Because we have a marketplace of products and services in which people can buy products that they get value out of. And the more products each person buys because they get value out of it creates more CV. This is simple stuff. More people means more volume. More people on your team, people move volume. People move products. Products don't move people. If you keep thinking that at the end of the month, if I just go sell a bunch of stuff or help some people buy some extra packs or things like that, at the end of the month, hang on one second. I just want to be sure. Oh, no, they can't be on. Good. Okay. So let me just say this. What was happening is I had this situation where somebody, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. They were trying to get somebody to a rank, and there was no reason to get them to the rank. It was a big, 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 big push. They thought we could sell 35 of these red, white, and renew packs on their team and get them to X rank. But then the next month, they would have never hit that rank again because their team, the number of reps on their right and left would not sustain it anyway. That's the challenge. This is why if we were in the military, I would command, you cannot even shoot for a rank until you have certain numbers on your team. And the last thing I'll do on this, Karen, and then I'll move to something a little less technical. This right here, These numbers right here, take a screenshot. Please take a screenshot. These numbers produce these numbers. This is the number of people on your right and your left. A bunch of you have seen this before. And hopefully now you understand what I'm saying. This number of people produces volume. If they're all active and all this stuff is going on, but this volume only produces a rank, but it also produces CV. It pays you and it pays out that kind of income. So instead of focusing on this, I want to be a double wingding. That doesn't matter. What matters is how much you get paid, because that's what you get to spend at the store. So anyway, if you guys could just understand that this was the big aha. That's why I'm spending so much time on it. Because if we have 70,000 people out there that understand this, we will be $1 billion company in a heartbeat. Why? Because we have killer freaking products. A whole bunch of you over there are all fired up about a coffee, and most of us haven't even gotten it yet. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, coffee, this is going to be the greatest thing in the world. Why? Because it's easy to talk about. It's simple. People get it. Drink your coffee, change your coffee, lose weight, or whatever you say. I'm just saying, people go, oh, that's simple. When you start talking about Verisol, oh, we got these eight glyconutrients, and you got all these in there, and you got these fibers on the cells, and people are like, ugh, and they don't get it. So we're trying to educate people to move them to action, where people are like, hey, got my coffee. Oh, watch it. Oh, hang on. Here's how it goes like this. Let me get my camera here, my video. Oh, do that. Drop 4 pounds this week. And then a whole bunch of people go, give me some of that coffee. But if you don't learn how to build teams, gang, that will all be short-lived. You must learn to build teams. There's selling, recruiting, and building. They are different skill sets. This is why you must, if you want an ongoing residual income, you must build teams and get out of the mindset of, I'm just going to see if I can get another person to buy my coffee or whatever. This part right here. Now, I'm going to bring this home because I got to get off here in like 2.5 minutes. The reason this is such a big deal is because of the time frame in which we live, in the time frame of history, in the history of our company, and the industry. So we have this 18-month window. Many of you have probably heard this already, but until you get this, this is like, for me, this is what I'm like. This is why over the weekend I was up at 3:30 each morning, like going, oh, because Europe is open. Europe is open. What does that mean? That means, in my opinion, we got almost 100,000 reps that have joined us now. That's going to double in the next year. It's taken 4 years to get to 100,000. It'll take another year to get to 200,000. You watch. Why does that matter? Because that means momentum. So we've got that happening with all these countries opening. 28 of them just opened, and we've got 5 more coming on behind that, just so y'all know. So we've got 28 countries plus happening. That will double the footprint. Number 2, you've got the global wellness economy for, a $10 trillion thing by the year 2030. And that means people are looking for exactly the products that we have, And so you got a lot of eyeballs looking for us. Then we're 4 years old. In 2 weeks, we're 4 years old exactly. So all the growing pains, all the formulation stuff is behind us. We're into concentration. Your words should be changing about how you even talk about this. This is what I'm telling people, particularly networkers. I'm saying, look, man, we're 4 years old and we are growing like crazy. We just launched countries. We acquired companies, 2 of them so far, probably 1 more before the end of the year, maybe 2. But that's happening. Why? Because we're in concentration. That's part of the definition of concentration. So you have all these things lining up in the same 18-month period. And for those of you who get this and understand now how to create income, literally, your lives can change. I mean, literally, financially, you won't even recognize it if you take advantage of it. So this is why I'm so excited about what happened this weekend. So many people, their eyes were open. It's like the scales came off and like, oh my gosh, why didn't you tell us that before? And so So anyway, that's what we've got going on. We've got this amazing time frame in our world, and we would love for you guys to take advantage of it with us. Just keeping it real. We're going to go crush it, whether you choose to or not. I would highly recommend you choose to. Terry, back to you.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you. Thank you. And we're going to just let Terry go. He's got a busy night tonight. I'll get to your questions. I see the hands raised, but thank you so much. I'm seeing all the love, all the, hearts, everything going on. People, this is so important for us to grasp in building this business. So I appreciate so much, Terry, for your
Thank
time
you.
and what you've just shared with us,
That's my
and
pleasure.
timing. Y'all, I mean, along with the CB and the comp plan and the timing and what we have our hands on is phenomenal. So thank you, Terry. I saw Candace Barnes. We'll take a little bit of time. I don't know if Kendall wants to stop our recording before we go into questions or how we want to do this first. We'll stay on for just a little